And is her dad passed but her mom's alive?
No, both of her parents are alive.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the times Dr. Phil McGraw showed he might not know what he was talking about.
So, Dr. Phil, I am going to give you from now till April 5th to issue an apology.
Number 10, Alexandra. This intervention on McGraw's part went on for far too long.
I know how to push people's buttons. I'm not afraid to say that.
Yeah, well, so do I.
In 2004, the parents of young Alexandra went onto the show to get advice for their pregnant 15-year-old. What followed were constant interventions of Alexandra and her equally troubled sister Catherine.
We scheduled for you guys to be here. 3 times you've called the night before and canceled.
Dubbed the Dr. Phil family, their struggles with substance use disorder and delinquency were depicted in these segments. McGraw even forced Alexandra's fiancé to take a lie detector test to find out whether he had hurt their child.
He came out as being deceptive when asked if he had bruised anyone intentionally.
It appears that neither the show nor McGraw had any interest in actually helping Alexandra or her family, only using them as fodder for entertainment. What a mess. Number 9, Britney Spears. In one of the earliest scandals of his talk shows, McGraw visited Britney Spears in her hospital room. He seemed intent on getting Spears on his show for an intervention.
Oh my God, Mama, it's the doctor from the hospital who climbed through the window.
Come on, everybody. We're out of here. Hold on a second. Nobody's going nowhere.
The backlash was swift. A psychologist even filed a complaint with the California Board of Psychology. Amid public and professional criticism, McGraw claimed that he was invited by Spears' family.
Who asked you to come down to Cedars?
I want to set the record straight. I went to see Britney at the request of her family.
The Spears family confirmed that he was invited, but only as a friend, not as a professional. McGraw very quickly cancelled his planned intervention. We're grateful this never occurred, but a parody on Mad TV shows us how it might have gone.
Listen, I'm not crazy anymore, y'all, okay? I'm doing real good. I'm doing real better. This week I only got married 3 times, and one of the people was a person I actually know, yeah.
Number 8, Pastor Thom Miller. McGraw has had a history of promoting very questionable people. Among this is 61-year-old Pastor Thom Miller, who was a former mafia member.
Tom proposed to me twice. The first time, I didn't want to wear the ring because I was afraid of what my mom would say. A week later, he proposed to me in the toy aisle, and I said yes.
He made waves when he married his 19-year-old girlfriend Reba, whom he had met when she was 8 years old. Even worse, he was already married to his wife Belinda, who approved of this second match.
The 60-year-old claims he's expecting a baby with his 19-year-old bride, Reba, whom he just married with the full support of his 44-year-old legal wife, Belinda.
It's like having a sister.
When the trio came on the show, Reba was already pregnant with Miller's child. McGraw doesn't handle this morally dubious situation with any psychological insight, instead asking softball questions that don't reveal much.
And you said you had a huge crush on him when you were 11.
Yes.
I didn't know you had a crush on me.
We viewers are left with an awful taste in our mouths. Number 7, lockdown deadlier than COVID.
I can't show you an x-ray of depression. I can't show you an x-ray of anxiety, but the fact of the matter is, the longer this lockdown goes on, the more vulnerable people get.
McGraw's controversial moments go beyond just his show. Going on Fox News during the COVID-19 pandemic, McGraw criticised the lockdowns, claiming that they would cause more deaths than the actual virus.
250 people a year die from poverty. And the poverty line is getting such that more and more people are going to fall below that because the economy is crashing around us.
He then went on to cite inaccurate statistics about the deaths from cigarettes, car accidents, and swimming pools, as if they were comparable to an infectious disease. Once more, the fact that McGraw has not had a clinical psychology license in years was made very apparent.
Loneliness actually creates problems. People that suffer from loneliness, they become 29% more likely to have coronary artery disease.
Perhaps he should have left the statistics to actual public health experts. Number 6, Donald Trump. Few mental health professionals mix their practice with political advocacy, for good reason. But McGraw has made his support of this controversial politician no secret.
It's an honor to be with you, let me just say. It's great. I'm looking at the logo. I've seen that sucker a long time.
Yeah, you look well.
He endorsed Donald Trump in 2024, and his interview on Dr. Phil Primetime was criticized for softball questions. Most alarmingly, McGraw claimed Trump didn't receive a proper due process during the trial, in which Trump was accused of paying hush money to Stormy Daniels.
I think they heard some things that were very prejudicial that had nothing to do with solving the problem of the case at hand.
McGraw even bizarrely stated Trump's alleged co-conspirator shouldn't have testified, a standard procedure in most trials. McGraw's woeful ignorance of court procedures was on display here.
Dr. Phil, I mean, I don't understand why you would think that Michael Cohen, who is a key person in a lot of the narrative here, should not have been allowed to testify in this case? Is that what you're saying?
Number 5, Todd Herszog.
Todd Herszog went from winning Survivor China to being helped onto this stage because he was too drunk to walk by himself.
McGraw has a long history of exploiting people who struggle with alcohol, such as Joe Lynn, a celebrity winner of the reality TV show Survivor. Todd Herszog appeared on McGraw's show in 2013 to discuss his own struggles.
I want to take you to that treatment center.
How long do I have to go?
At least 90 days.
Oh,
probably a lot longer than that.
Viewers were stunned when he appeared to the set inebriated, so much so that he had to be helped onto the stage. Herszog was clearly in no state for an interview. Employees of the show came out with the allegations in 2020, claiming that they were forced to exploit people with serious problems, even ensuring guests didn't take medications before they went on the show. Now that's unethical.
And you had no recollection of being on the Dr. Phil show.
I remember about this much.
Number 4, debate on trans and non-binary people. McGraw's lack of research or even professionalism often left him unprepared to handle incendiary topics. In this case, he prompted a transphobic firestorm on social media when he invited a non-binary couple on the show to talk about gender pronouns and transgender identities.
And I think a lot of people are really confused about gender identity in these times, and it's good for us to have these conversations so people open their minds and relearn and unlearn to what we've been taught.
Right.
Things were respectful enough until Matt Walsh came on. This right-wing commentator is not an expert on transgender rights or science, and he has made no secret of his transphobia.
So you think it's a delusion? Someone is self-delusional?
Yeah, I think it's delusion, it could be mental illness, it could be it's a lot of different things.
This move struck many as cruel. McGraw clearly could not keep the debate educational and fact-focused, only incurring further abuse against a marginalized population.
You want to reduce,
you won't even tell me what the word means, though. So
you
that's
want to
the
reduce
problem.
women, you want to reduce men down to maybe just their genetics, our genitals, our chromosomes, right? That's what you're saying.
Number 3, Hannah Arculeta. This case is a sad one. 17-year-old Hannah appeared on the show in 2019 as yet another delinquent teen.
Hannah has a string of felony charges from resisting arrest, assaulting a police officer, and even stealing a car.
Her life is just in shambles.
McGraw pressured her parents to send her to Turnabout Ranch, a therapeutic site in Utah meant to help troubled teens. It turns out this ranch has had many allegations of abuse. Arculeta herself claimed that she was preyed upon by a staffer.
I expected to be treated with understanding. Instead, I experienced retaliation from the ranch after I spoke up, in what appeared to me to be a punishment for reporting my abuse.
Her parents withdrew her from the ranch and filed a lawsuit against McGraw, Viacom, and CBS. Danielle Brogoli, or Bad Baby, was also a victim of Turnabout Ranch and involved in the filing.
So for the first 3 days you're there, there's no showering. They put you in a circle, which is it's a teepee. It's a little teepee, but it's open. And you have to sit there for 3 days. They wouldn't let me lay down for nothing.
Thankfully, McGraw never recommended the ranch again on his show. Number 2, John Edward. Unfortunately, McGraw has also promoted Pseudoscience. In 2012, he invited a self-proclaimed psychic medium, John Edward, to his show.
But I feel like you helped him navigate something that wouldn't be known publicly, and I don't mean health. And he's making me feel like, thank you for being honorable and not discussing that then, and clearly not discussing that now.
Although admitting that he was a bit of a healthy skeptic, McGraw agreed to sit down for a reading. McGraw comes across as overly credulous at Edward's vague questions.
Did anybody miss a leg, or was somebody paralyzed on one side?
No. My dad had a broken leg at one point. At some point in his life, but it wasn't paralyzed or anything.
It's silly, if entertaining stuff, but what does that have to do with mental health and therapy? Edward also did readings for the audience.
So, first and foremost, there's no fire connection to you? Nobody in a fire, correct? Okay.
Correct.
Psychic mediums are a notoriously shady business, and Edward has been shown to be more inaccurate than not. This was a waste of time.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Shelley Dval. By far the most shocking scandal on Dr. Phil was the case of Shelley Dval.
I knew Robin and I was sorry when he died. That was a sad day.
I don't think he's dead.
Yeah, you don't think he's dead?
No.
McGraw invited her to the show in 2016. Her erratic behaviour on set and the clear signs of mental illness that she displayed led to a firestorm of controversy.
Yes, I think it's happening. It's already happened all over the world. It's the way it's been. Do you watch Jodie Foster movies? They did that whole series on me.
Mia Farrow, her journalist's son Ronan, and Stanley Kubrick's daughter Vivian all criticised McGraw, accusing him and his show of exploiting her condition for ratings. Vivian Kubrick even went so far as to call for a boycott of the show. When asked if he regretted the infamous interview, however, McGraw responds that he only lamented the way that the episode was promoted.
Oh, I don't regret what I did. I regret that it was promoted in a way that people thought was unbecoming.
Again, McGraw has not had a license to practice psychology since 2006, and it shows. Which other terrible moment from Dr. Phil made you realise he was a TV personality and not a true professional? Let us know in the comments down below.
I'm very sick. I need help.
Well, that's why I'm here.